What is up, guys? Welcome back to Electrified Reviews. My name is Mitch, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Model J from Electric Bike Company. I've ridden on several of their units, and all the things that you know and love about Electric Bike Company are represented here, from the ability to customize your bike, which I did here. We got the blue and green color combo, the other splash of green. It's over here on the chain guard, so it's got a vibe to it. You know, you can also change out things like having straight suspension, putting on the suspension fork, and the rear rack. What else do we do? We added a second battery down here, so we got two of those. Suspension fork we added, and the customizable handlebars. So a couple different options there. We opted for the BMX street style ones, and I think those look pretty slick. I'm a big fan of BMX bars. So all the customization that you know and love from Electric Bike Company represented here. The first thing I want to touch on is the motor. So the motor we have back here is a 750 watt motor. Now the bike does ship in class 2 mode, and you can adjust that. So right now it is in class 2 mode, maybe at a top speed of 20 miles per hour. And the way that the power curve is set up on the throttle and the pedal assist, it seems like it's a little bit more geared towards a relaxed, chill, cruising type of ride. Now we do have the torque sensor upgrade, so the pedal assist is a little bit more engaged. It's not just cadence, right? It's not just magnets in there rolling around. It's actually measuring the force as we're pedaling, and it just, yeah, it makes it more of an engaged ride. So if you're looking for something that's super sporty and torquey, the way that it comes, it's not that. Now there's probably some stuff we could do, like we could mess around with the amperage, see if we can pull a little more juice out of here to get a little bit more power out of this thing. We could also unlock it to top 3 speeds. That's just sort of my overall impression of the motor and the way it's tuned when it comes. But like I said, there's going to be some options there that we can adjust if you're looking for a little bit more of a sporty ride. Second thing we're going to touch on is the batteries. So if you get the stock version, it comes with one 12 amp hour battery, and I believe that one is under the seat. So you have your one under the seat, and you have this nice big open area to, you know, do some fun stuff with if you wanted to, some bags, whatever. We opted for a second battery, so we got 24 amp hours here. Now what's cool is that you can actually add a third battery up here for 36 volts, and it looks like there are the connections and the availability to put on Electric Bike Company's front basket and add an additional battery, which just, you know, it's crazy. I'm not 100% sure about the front basket, but I think that's an option. So it's definitely something to check and ask if you're looking for just the ultimate range, because I believe that one is 12, maybe 15. It's a little bit bigger, and you know, then you get the functionality of having a front basket as well. So I mean, you'd have, you know, even if it's just 12, you know, we got 12, 24, 36, 48 amp hours on here. Now that'd be pretty crazy. You know, I feel like you'd never really have to charge the bike, you know, once a month maybe you give it a charge, because yeah, it's just be pretty crazy. Some of the electronics here we have are going to be our control pad over here. We've got our on button up and down with our pedal assist levels. We got a horn here, which works even when the bike's not on, and our turn signals, which don't work when the bike's not on. That makes sense. Turn signals here, and on this side we've got high and low beams for that front headlight, our throttle, and of course we've got our brakes here. These are the Tektro Dorados, and I'm pretty sure these come on all of the EBC bikes, or at least all the ones that I've tested this year. They've come with the Tektro Dorado hydraulic brakes. So nice to see a big, hefty, thick braking mechanism here, especially on electric bikes. You know, lots of stuff going on in the industry with brakes, and people, you know, upgrading to hydraulics and steering away from mechanical. So Electric Bike Company has always been, at least in my experience, been really good about providing us with a really good stopping power. The front light we have up here is a very large light. So it is pretty bright. Definitely something that's bright enough for me to feel comfortable riding around 20 miles per hour at night, which is not something I say about most bike lights. And again, we got that high and low beam, which actually function well. You know, sometimes they'll put it on there and you can't really tell, or it just changes the modes. But the throw of these two lights is different. So if you have it on low beam mode, it's more of a kind of a soft spillage where you'd want to see. You turn high beam mode and it kind of just shoots it another, you know, 35, 45 feet in front of you, and it is pretty bright, so it really lights up the night. And then we've got our front turn signals, and in the rear, of course, we have our rear turn signals, and all of these are integrated which is nice. You don't have to be running around looking for extra batteries here and there, making sure that you've got lights when you're out for a ride. You can just pop on and start cruising, knowing that you're going to be safe, and you can let people know when you're stopping. So if you press on the brake lever, it's going to light up, let people know you come to a stop. Excellent safety feature. Speaking of nighttime safety features, we also have sidewall reflective stripes on these Rhino tires. Now these are, I believe they're 24 by 3s. Let me double check that 24 part because they're looking a little bit big to me this morning. Pretty sure these are 24 by 3s. Normally this is the easiest part of the review. You're like, I don't need to remember what the size of the tires are because it's always written on there. I'm pretty sure these are 24 by 3s. If not, I'll have you know, the correct specs up there, but pretty sure it's 24 by 3s. They look really cool. They're very much a street tire, so not a whole lot of V-shaped treads to it. Not a bunch of big knobs. So a very quiet, nice street tire. So far, digging them. And as you guys know, 3 inches is my favorite size of bike tire. So big fan of these, how they operate, how they roll. They have puncture protection in them as well. So if you're somebody like myself who just had to change a rear tire because I ran over a screw, having something that's going to protect you a little bit more from things that you're going to encounter on the road is excellent. Definitely something that I recommend most people get. So up here we've got our rear rack. As I mentioned, this is an upgrade. Now I'm a pretty big fan of the way that they mounted this. It just gives it a very cool, stylish, sporty look. It looks like there is mounting bolts down here, and I'm not sure if that's just for a bigger rack or a different rack, but I'm a big fan of this small little kick-out rack that they have here. For me, I'm not looking to throw, another person on there, which you might be able to do. Not 100% sure what the weight rating is on it, but definitely looks like it has some attachments. Most of the Electric Bike Company stuff has the MIG attachments, so it's a system that you use a lot of like clicking and stuff. I don't see that annotated anywhere, but it looks like there's some sort of notch here where there might be some sort of click in, click out ability with a rear rasket or a bag or some panniers, something like that. So definitely opens up this to be a little bit more of a utility bike than you might think right off the bat. Up here in the front, we've got our display, and I'm actually going to move us to the shade real quick so we can see that a little bit better. The sun's starting to come up. So when you turn on the Electric Bike Company bikes, adjust my microphone here real quick. When you turn on the bikes, you're going to get a message. I'll show you that real quick. And so it says, do you accept the terms and conditions? You press up to go to accept, hit accept, boom. And we are in the display. And it seems like it's pretty low. Let me see if I can turn that. Yeah, there we go. Turn the backlight up a little bit. Might just be low. No, it's as high as it goes. Now the menu here, which you really can't see. I don't know if it's just the camera. I mean, I can see it pretty well. I don't know if it's a combination of the ND filter I have on here, but we have a lot of cool things we can see in here. So there's backlight, change the units, put it on standby. We can change the theme. So we can change the color of the whole thing. So now it's green. UI mode, mode 1, mode 2. Not 100% sure what that's going to stand for, so we're not going to mess with that. And then to exit the whole thing, we'll just hold down the plus and the minus. Now it tells us lots of fun stuff here. It tells us the power and wattage, if our pedal assist is on or not. You just hold down this minus button and that turns on the pedal assist. And then it's going to show us our controller temperature, trip distance, odometer, cadence, current, speed, all sorts of fun stuff. And then we can, adjust the level. You can tell us our battery percentage, which is 36% over here, because we've been riding around a little bit. And yeah, the displays here is really cool. If you haven't seen an Electric Bike Company display, they're definitely pretty nice, pretty high value units. Really easy to get in there and customize if you know the admin password. Cable management here, very nice, very sleek. They use this almost like Chinese finger trap kind of mesh, and then they've got it, looks like it's heat wrap plastic at the tips. So very nice, refined cable management system here. No complaints. You can turn the bike, everything gets mounted or run through their little head tube they've got here. So it really cleans everything up kind of right here at the source, and then all the lines will run underneath the frame right here, and you know where they need to go. So all in all, aesthetically, it's a very nice looking bike, and obviously the colors are great, but I picked them, so I'm biased. Not really any issues with it whatsoever. I'm a big fan of the EBC platform pedals. You know, I prefer something that has, you know, some more grip, but they're pretty grippy. And when I say grip, I mean, you think like mountain bike tires that have like some spikes coming up. Those are the kind of pedals I usually throw on my personal bikes, but these ones have a great wide platform. They're nice and grippy, so I don't really have any complaints about them. All right, guys, we're out here for the ride test, so we'll go ahead and turn our Model J on here. Go ahead and accept those terms and conditions, and we are good to go. Now, it starts on pedal assist level 1, but pedal assist is off, so go ahead and turn pedal assist on. You do that by pressing and holding the down button. So let's go ahead and use the throttle. Let's see what sort of speed we can get out of this bad boy. Now, it's off to a very slow start, and you're wondering, what? That's all the throttle can do? Well, our pedal assist level dictates how fast the throttle goes. So, kind of a con, in my opinion. I like to be able to have full power to the throttle, and that might be something that we can change in the parameters. But for now, it's something where we're in pedal assist level 4, and then 5 is going to take us up to that 20 miles per hour. A little rattling there. I think that was just the chain guard. And up the hill here. Doesn't seem like it's crushing those hills, so I don't know how she's going to do up here on the hill climb test. Now, normally we don't start off with a hill climb test, but we're out here a little ways, so this is just where we're at in the review circuit. That's a very comfortable ride. You know, I've got these nice big handlebars. I've got a, you know, they're not ape hangers by any means, but it's sort of that, you know, big chopperish sort of feel. It's not like a small BMX vibe to it. It's definitely a, you know, bigger bike, longer reach, and you can bring that back. So the adjustable stem, you can adjust that so it comes back a little bit more. But I kind of wanted that chopper vibe because I don't have a motorcycle, you know, so I gotta use this. Go ahead and do a brake test here real quick. Oh, you guys know I like to skid. That was classy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hit the impossible hill climb here. See how she handles. Oh, it's gonna make it. Just barely, but she made it. So let's see, let's go ahead and we'll do it pedaling this time. See if we can not get as much speed. Use that torque sensor. Now the ride feel on the torque sensor is much, oh yeah, still did it. We got a lot less speed. She handles stuff pretty nicely. Now, what if you want to ride this thing around like a regular bike? Well, we can turn our pedal assist off, and then you just ride it around. Not terrible, you know. And we kind of got like a head start, so maybe we should stop real quick, and then let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Yep, starting a little bit harder. And when it comes to single drive e-bikes, generally there's 2 ways they can go about getting the gearing on these things. They can either get it to where it's easy to start, but then you got ghost pedaling, or they make it so you've got a little bit harder to start, and then it's just easier to pedal when you get to those top speeds. And that's the direction that EBC went on this one. Now, because of this style, it's not great pedal geometry. When my legs up for the top, you know, it's a pretty cocked experience. And so if you're looking for like perfect pedal geometry, you're probably not going to find it on this type of e-bike in general, not just not just this bike, but most e-bikes that are this style. And there's a few exceptions to that. Generally, it's ones that are a little bit bigger. So you think like the Pedal Core, Pedal All-Wheel Drive S, the new Zoos UF 1200. That one, you know, they designed that one to be a little bit bigger. And so for me, at 5'10", that's got a much better pedal geometry than some of these other compact bikes. And it just comes, like I said, just comes with the style of the frame and such. Now we're just cruising around, making everybody jealous. All these traditionalists, you know, right here just cruising. Now going 20 miles per hour does seem slow on this type of bike. Like I said, it kind of feels a little choppery, so I feel like we should just be like cruising. Got 750 watts of power here, so we should be able to, you know, really crank through it. And that's just something I think we need to adjust in the settings. Like I said, I don't know the admin password, but if I get that from the EBC guys here in the next little bit, I'll open her up, do a little riding demo. Yeah, we're cruising. Morning. Oh yeah. So because we do have that front suspension, we're gonna do a little bit off-road, and basically we're just getting on the dirt, heading over to another spot that I want to ride this thing at. See how she handles. This is a little bit sandy, but still holding its own, not really slipping and getting all squirrely like a lot of those street tires do, so that's nice. And boom, we are out at the beautiful greenish bluish lake. Everybody loves a good old greenish bluish lake. So it's like 90 degrees outside right now, but it's the coldest that it's been in months. So there are quite a few folks out and about trying to soak in a little bit of the nice weather, the cool breezy weather that we get in September over here. Yeah, now we're just cruising. Like I said, handling stuff really well. It also feels very nimble for being such a long bike. So I feel like it can really like curve and cut and all that sort of stuff here, which is an excellent thing to have for a bike if you need to be, maneuvering around things, whether that's people, potholes, dogs, stray children, whatever it is. Having the option to have some maneuverability is nice. Slow down, see which way she's gonna go. Probably left. We'll just go wide left. Can't be sneaking on folks out in the woods, you know what I'm saying? Especially folks who are wearing headphones. Now, for being not full suspension, this is a pretty cush ride. I mean, the seat, it's got some really good cushion to it. It's a little bit wider than a lot of these compact seats, which is nice. Comparing that to, even the Zoo seat is smaller. Monday Motorbikes is smaller. I'm not 100% sure how this compares to a Super 73 seat, but generally they tend to be a little bit smaller, kind of like a sleeker, sportier look. This one in the rear, it kind of widens out a little bit. So I'm sitting pretty much right about here. Very comfortable. Super long reach like I'd mentioned, but that's because I got, these particular handlebars and I have it adjusted this particular way. So you could get those back a little bit if that's something you wanted to do. So guys, all in all, I think it's a pretty sweet bike. Like I said, if you're looking for something that's Sur-Ron, Super 73, Onyx, that sort of thing, this isn't exactly that, or at least out of the box. It doesn't have, some of those qualities that most of those people are looking for. But if you're looking for something that has a really cool look to it, you can customize the different colors, and you're just looking to go, cruise around and have a good time, this is that bike, right? I mean, Electric Bike Company has been really good about having all the colors and being able to customize it pretty much any which way you want. And the starting price on this, I believe, is like $1,200. I'll put the actual price up here. But yeah, not bad for a starting price on a bike like this. Now with that starting price, I believe it comes with straight forks. You don't get the rear rack. You know, you have to pick some of the free colors, and there's still a few nice colors to choose from. These ones are the metallic colors, so they got a nice little sparkle to it. And 1 battery. Other than that, you pretty much get this bike for that price, which is pretty impressive. So great affordable option for those looking for this type of ride, especially if you're looking for a company, you know, assembled in the USA, 100% designed and built in the USA. Yeah, and if you guys have ever seen any of the walkthroughs of the facility, it's really cool what they do. They bring in all the raw materials, they paint it, they assemble it, they throw it together, and there's a couple good videos. Court at electricbikecompany did a nice walkthrough here recently, and then Mike Atoll at Electric, he also did a pretty good walkthrough not that long ago. So if you want to see kind of behind the scenes, get a look at who you'd be spending your money with, Sean, the CEO over there, is a really cool dude. I've known him for a couple of years, and yeah, just a cool company, great work ethic, excellent product at the end of the day, and especially with this one, because I think most people have gotten used to Electric Bike Company, and I've even said this before, as being a little bit more of a premium product, especially when it comes to price. But with this one and their starting point, you can get a really nice bike for not that much money, which is pretty dope. So if you guys have any more questions about Electric Bike Company or the Model J specifically, let me know down in the comments. And if you guys want to know more about me, you can ask me questions. I'm here to answer any personal questions. But also, I probably won't do that in this format. So you can ask them, but they'll just stay on the internet unanswered, and it'll be a mystery. So it adds to the prestige, I guess. But guys, thank you so much for riding with us, and we'll catch ya on the next one.